Welcome to Bass Talk with Freekbass. This is Guess Who, Freekbass, and thank you so much for joining me tonight. I just can't thank everybody for spending a little bit of your Wednesday night with me, or your Thursday or Friday, Saturday, whenever you watch this video. It really means a lot. If you're watching us live, we're here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's at the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/freekbassmusic. Or at the YouTube page, which is youtube.com, the Freekbass channel. We are also now at Twitch too, which is Twitch, Freekbass on Twitch, FREEKBASS. Please, if you're watching at any of the channels, please, if you're on Facebook, hit for live notifications. Please hit your share button right now so we can get this bass talk all over the Facebook world. And if you're watching over at YouTube, and if you're digging it, I really appreciate, give us a quick little thumbs up and smash that subscribe button too as well. That would be very, very helpful too as well. And if you're at Twitch, hello there too as well. So, but again, I'm here every Wednesday night. We talk everything bass. We break down bass lines. We talk different techniques, do different unboxing of different basses, and talk about that whole situation. But last week I did a review of the MXR bass envelope filter, and I got so much great feedback on that, and a lot of questions, a lot of answers. And by the way, if you have any comments or questions, leave a comment on whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, doesn't matter. Please leave a comment down below, and I will answer it personally. I've done that. I answered so many. You can send me an email to anywhere you want to do it. That's great. So last week I did the bass envelope filter by MXR. So I wanted to do, this week I thought it'd be cool to do one more MXR pedal, and it's definitely a pedal that's a big part of my sound, not only as, for playing live and creating stuff live, but for in the studio too, and for writing. As you know, one of the big things I always try to do on Bass Talk with Freekbass is talk about how important being a writer is as a bass player. Yeah, you want to be able to do great technique, you want to know all your theory, you want to know how to get around your neck, but you also want to learn how to write those bass lines, and that will get you farther than you can ever imagine, and it'll just get you more gratification than you can ever imagine, because writing music and writing bass lines and playing those bass lines that you write, I mean, there's nothing like it. It's the greatest thing in the world. So, and having tools like different effects pedals will make you write differently. I mean, when I'm playing with an octave pedal, I play different and write bass lines differently than when I don't have that octave pedal on necessarily. Not better or worse, just different, So, but I use a lot of different octave pedals, but one of the ones that I really love is this one right here, and this is the MXR sub-octave bass fuzz. And I remember seeing this thing, I think it was Bass Player Live out in Los Angeles 3 or 4 years ago. I think it was, this pedal hasn't been around too long, and I saw it sitting there, it might have been the London Bass Guitar Show, actually. Yeah, I think maybe it was the London Bass Guitar Show over in the UK. And Daryl, who's the artist rep over at Jim Dunlop, who, does all the MXR stuff, had this sitting at their booth. And I'm like, whoa, what is that? You're talking about, so I love octavers, I love fuzz, but this has both octave and fuzz. And that already you know, we can start up the review right there. I'm sold right there, right now. But you can hear, you heard me playing something. I mean, we'll get into all my settings and different settings you can do in a minute. But just the way I have it set up right now, literally, I've got just a little bit of fuzz, a little bit of the octave in there, so you get some of that bottom, and you just... to see how full and rich that is. And you know, I was talking about writing earlier. That made me, when I was like, you know, I always like to try to create a new bass line. So it's like a new theme of the week for BASSTalk. So I'm playing something new for you all too, like improvising something new based on whether we're doing an exercise, a scale, or mode. Every one of these, I try to write something new for each week. So you know, I plugged this guy into here, and it just made me want to play big, round, you know, not real syncopated, not super short, tight notes, but just big, round. You know what I mean? Just like, yeah, you know, right? Like that kind of thing, you know? And I just love that because, you know, I love playing super tight, you know? We talk a lot about that with like the double thumb stuff and being ticky kind of stuff, but I like playing, you know, and you know, and these kind of pedals will help with this, and especially the bass sub-octave bass fuzz by MXR. So we'll get a quick little, first off, you can see the casing's really nice. It's, I mean, this thing is like a tank. I mean, I could, you know, probably throw this off my roof and this thing would still work. I mean, it's heavy, it's like thick, but it's not too big. You can see it'll fit nicely in a pedal board, fits nice at the studio at home. Probably let's kind of go over some of the settings we have right here. So this is what's kind of wild is that, like, so here's the bypass. It's got a nice bypass. So turn that off. So that's just straight bass. And then you add that back in. I mean, listen to the difference. I mean, that's like huge, right? So you got your bypass, and you know, if you got it in your, you know, chain of octave pedals, great thing to have. This is that's the octave. So this button right here, you can just play with just the fuzz, you know. If you're going for more, maybe like that, almost like, you know, almost kind of like a Lemmy Motorhead kind of sound when you do that without the octave, you know, like, especially, you know, I'm obviously using a Rickenbacker, which even kind of gives more of that kind of sound. So that's with no octave, but then, you know, you just hit this magic button right here, and all of a sudden, you know, and then you can also direct how much fuzz or octave is on. So let's kind of mess with this. I'm going to pull the octave back. Let's see. This is the octave button right here. Let's pull this back a little bit. Actually, I'll turn it all the way back. So that's no octave, and you can bring in, you can see as I'm going around, I had it about, I think about 2 o'clock. If you go too much, I mean, that's still really nice, but you know, to me, you got to be careful. It starts affecting a little bit of your definition. So I like to maybe keep it around. This is just me. This is again, another really nice thing about any pedal that you use. It caters it. You cater your sound to it. It caters its sound to you. So, you know, when you play, you can have the exact same settings I have, and the way you play or the bass that you use or whatever you use in your chain, it's going to sound different, you know, and that's what's beautiful about pedals. That's what I love about them. So yeah, so I keep the bass fuzz. We've got over here, this is just your dry. So that's no dry bass at all. So, you know, again, to me, that's like, I mean, it sounds good, but it's like, you know, I like to put a little bit of that dry in there. Maybe not quite that much. Again, that's a great thing about this pedal is you can just keep adjusting. That's another reason why, I mean, I'm all for multi-effects pedals. But if, you know, personally, I like using one pedal, one basic sound, because then you can literally get in there, tweak it exactly how you want it, and then whatever your next pedal is, you can tweak that exactly how you want it. And then, you know, all the engineering and the electronics all went to this specific sound they're trying to create, as opposed to trying to create a ton of sounds on a multi-effects. There are some great multi-effects processors out there, but I just personally like this one. Also, you have, this is nice, you have like right here, I don't know if you can see this, there's a bass and a treble knob. So you have that all the way across too, which you can adjust, and it does make a big difference. Let me show you. That's the treble all the way down. See how it's, you kind of lost a lot of that definition again, so I'll bring that back up a little bit. Same with the bass. I can pull that all the way back, or I can go all the way up with it. Again, I don't like to go all the way up with it, that's just me. And then they also have this other like specific fuzz button right here. Let me show you, I don't know if you can see that right there. If you hit that, it's way more of like a mid-rangey. It's pretty dope sounding too. You can take it without the octave, it gets really mid-rangey. Of course, I like it with the octave. So that gives you a different kind, almost like a more of a mid-rangey kind of fuzz. I personally like it with just with it in the blue, especially with this bass right here. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else on here. Yeah, we got the dry, we got the octave, we got the fuzz, we got the gain. You know, there's obviously an overall gain. You hear the difference in that too. So it's just a really great pedal. Again, this is with it off. And this is with it back on again. Hold on a second. There we go. The other nice thing I like using with when you use octave pedals, you can get it in a higher range, and it still sounds real nice and full and meaty, and like a bass, which is what we want, obviously. So again, this is the MXR sub-octave bass fuzz by it's Jim Dunlop is the parent company in all of this MXR stuff. Great pedal. I highly recommend this one. I use it all the time, both on recording and live, and it's totally dependable. It can take the wear. That's another thing that's real important about pedals that doesn't get mentioned enough, is how well they can take the wear and tear of being on the road. And this one, again, I told you you'd almost throw this off my roof if I had to. I wouldn't do that, of course, but you know, I have all my pedals in a real nice pedal board that's protected, but this can take, you know, sweat and, you know, and just getting kicked around and stomping, you know, you're stomping on it with your foot, you know, too, and that's a lot of, you know, wear and tear on it, and it totally takes it. It's totally fine. So I recommend this one. You'll hear this, like, he gives it just a little bit more with this groove here. We got the great pedal. Check it out. MXR sub-octave bass fuzz. I highly recommend this one. You will love it. I think they're around 175-ish, something like this, because you're almost getting two pedals in one. 175, 200. You're almost getting two pedals in one, because you're getting a fuzz, a great fuzz, and you're getting a great octave pedal. So it's all in one. So you're almost like, you can, even then it's maybe a little wider than some, but it's taking up only the space of one. So check this one out. Join me this Saturday for Saturday Night Chit Chat, of course, as always. That's live at the Facebook page, Saturday nights, 9 p.m. I'm here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. Leave a comment below. Any questions you have about this or anything bass related, let me know. Thank you so much. I will see you hopefully this Saturday or next Wednesday or anytime. Hopefully I'll be seeing you live sometime soon. We got some announcements coming about that soon too.